Right, just going to quickly interrupt before we start this 5 Things We Learned video. There is some breaking news that's just dropped in on my Patreon group about Angel Gomez's contract. If you want to be first to knowing about what's going on with all of that, and you also want to know what's going on with all the transfers in January, you know, we did tell everyone first about the Maguire stuff. We did tell everyone first about what was happening with De Gea's contract. We did tell everybody first what's happening with Wan-Bissaka and pretty much every youth thing that's ever happened at the club in the last, I don't know, couple of years. The Patreon group, the Discord group is where you're going to find that. The link is in the description. Go check it out.
Right then, it's just about the midway point of the season, and what better thing to do now than to look into where Manchester United are on the whole in this season. So this video is going to be called 5 Things That We've Learned This Season. Number 1, Marcus Rashford is a 20-goal a season man. Ever since Marcus Rashford has broken into the team in 2016, there has been a raging debate about what his best position is. Is it down the centre? Is it on the right, as some have suggested, including myself? But I think we can put that bed to bed now. On the left-hand side, Marcus Rashford, bit of an inside forward, bit of a free role almost, certainly not a winger, but a guy that comes in from that left-hand side, very much like what Cristiano Ronaldo was, and I don't use those words lightly. Ronaldo would sometimes go around the outside, but more frequently, what Ronaldo would do when he'd come to the edge of the box, would cut in onto his left foot and have a shot. And that is what Marcus Rashford does from the left-hand side. Since Marcus Rashford has nailed down that left-hand spot, he's gone on to have his best season to date. And it's only first week in December. He's been involved in 14 goal involvements in the last 16 games, which is more than Salah, which is more than Sterling, which is more than pretty much every single other player in the Premier League, apart from Jamie Vardy. Rashford's also racked up 10 goals already, and we're not even quite at the halfway point in the Premier League. 10 goals represents his best season, and let's be honest, it should be 11 goals, because that one against Aston Villa was definitely his. He is well on his way to achieving the first 20-goal season that he's had in a Manchester United shirt, and I'm certain he's going to do it this season. 127 games into his Manchester United career, let's have a look at what Cristiano Ronaldo had done 127 games into his career. After 127 appearances for United, Cristiano Ronaldo had 34 goals. Cristiano Ronaldo, after 127 appearances, was just about to embark on becoming the Cristiano Ronaldo that we all knew. Just about to become the Cristiano Ronaldo that we knew could go on and score multiple goals in a season. In fact, he was about to go and win the Champions League with Manchester United. The Cristiano Ronaldo comparisons are there for a reason. Marcus Rashford is having a similar sort of trajectory that Cristiano Ronaldo had. Now, at this point of the season is about exactly where Cristiano Ronaldo was. Similar sort of amount of games played for the club and a similar amount of goals scored. Marcus is actually ahead in terms of goals scored, and he's way more clinical, around double how clinical Cristiano Ronaldo was at this stage in his career at Manchester United. Taking into account who Ronaldo played with and what he went on to achieve in his career, not saying that Marcus is going to have anything like that sort of impact on the game globally, but the fact that he's even in the conversation, being compared, having his numbers held up to someone like Cristiano Ronaldo at this stage of his career shows how well he is doing as a footballer. At this point in his career, Cristiano Ronaldo was halfway to coming into his first 20-plus goal season. He scored 23 that season. The following season, he scored 42 and United won the Champions League. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but my God, if Marcus was able to continue anything like that level of trajectory, then we're in for a treat in the next 18 months. Number 2, we can definitely cope without Paul POGBA. Since Paul POGBA joined United in 2016, he has missed a significant number of games in every single season. When that's happened, Manchester United have absolutely crumbled, except for this time. Manchester United have managed to maintain, okay, it isn't the greatest trajectory since he's been gone, but we have managed to maintain a certain amount of points output and a certain level of performance without him. In the big games, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't had him to call upon, and Manchester United have looked capable. We managed to put away Spurs, we've managed to put away Manchester City, and there's been numerous other good performances this season that Paul Pogba's had no part to play in whatsoever. Whilst Pogba's not been available for Manchester United in previous seasons, United have massively lacked creativity. We've massively lacked someone who can play the ball through the middle. And to a certain extent, we still do. And I think against the smaller teams, that's where we really miss Paul Pogba the most. But in the bigger games, when we would rely on Paul Pogba, there's a much more team work ethic going on. And we're seeing the ball get to those forward players, almost bypassing midfield at times. The likes of Fred in recent weeks at least, have started to step up and take ownership of what's going on in midfield, and it looks like we can actually deliver chances to our forwards, and if they can create opportunities themselves, United look all right, if not perfect. The talk never goes away that Paul Pogba is about to leave Manchester United. The fact that he's just about to come back to fitness in December, I'm going to be honest with you, doesn't sit right with me. It almost feels manufactured, and it almost feels like he's getting a move away in January, and he's going to just come in and prove his fitness with a couple of games before he goes and moves to wherever he's going to move to. And do you know what? I'm done with him. Paul Pogba, I was so excited when he signed. I was absolutely out of my mind when we brought the guy over the line. I was there the night he was signed in the Lowry and told him how excited I was. And he even said, I'm absolutely delighted to be back. I hope I'm here for a long time. Well, that's not been the case. Pogba's been the subject of debate for his entire reign here at United. Sometimes right, sometimes a little bit wrong. But one thing that I think we can all agree on, Paul Pogba has not lived up to the billing that we expected from him. He hasn't lived up to anything other than being what we thought he could be, and maybe what Sir Alex Ferguson thought he could be, in that he's a guy that disrupts things and wants to move on and get his agent a big fat payday. Let's get his agent a big fat payday then and rebuild this Manchester United team with players who want to be here and who want to put a shift in, week out. Number 3, we are consistently inconsistent. We opened the season with an absolutely stunning 4-0 victory over Frank Lampard's Chelsea, and then 2 games later, lose at home to Crystal Palace. We've managed to put in great performances against Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City. Too many times this season we've seen Manchester United put in a performance and you go, yes, we've got it, we've turned a corner, this is how we're going to play, and then we lose to Bournemouth. And then we lose to West Ham. And then we get beat by Newcastle. This is something that Solskjaer's going to have to sort out as we move forward. This is something that Solskjaer's going to have to address in this squad so we can become consistent. We are at the stage Liverpool was at a few years ago. Good against the big teams, really inconsistent against the teams you're expected to beat. Will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer be given the time to implement his plan to bring in the players that can make that difference and actually take United to the level where we see Liverpool at now? If he doesn't find some consistency before he's able to even do that, I fear he probably won't get the chance to do that job. Number 4, we haven't progressed just yet. When Jose Mourinho was sacked by United in December 2018, his record for that season read 7 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses. Under Solskjaer so far this season, after 16 games, United are 6 wins, 6 draws, 4 losses. So if Solskjaer avoids defeat or even actually gets a victory against Everton this weekend, Solskjaer's record is going to be quite measurably better than what Jose Mourinho's with quite a measurably worse team. He doesn't have available the likes of Herrera, he doesn't have Sanchez, he doesn't have Lukaku, he doesn't have Fellaini, he basically doesn't have Matic, and let's be honest, he's barely had Paul Pogba available. So statistically, I think you'd be comfortable in saying that Manchester United haven't really progressed. But it does feel a little bit different. It does feel like this team wants to play for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And it does feel that if we do get a victory this week, we are getting a little bit closer. And to illustrate how much closer we appear to be getting, if not are actually getting, last season, Jose Mourinho was 11 points outside of top 4. Victory this weekend and the result going our way in the Chelsea game. And Manchester United could be only 2 points outside of top 4 going into the Christmas fixtures. Number 5, there's nothing like homegrown talent. Mason Greenwood is scoring in every single competition that he's played in. Marcus Rashford is having the season of his life. Axel Tuanzebe is pushing Victor Lindelof all the way for a starting place in United's defence. And Brandon Williams is the best left-back the world has seen since Paolo Maldini. I reckon. I don't think there's anyone. There's Maldini, Brandon Williams. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Dennis Irwin. Manchester United have debuted so many players this season. Obviously, that game in Astana stat padded that a little bit. But we have seen Jimmy Garner, we have seen Laji Ramanazi, we have seen Dylan Levitt, we have seen Ethan Laird, we have seen Ethan Galbraith. We've basically seen so many youngsters brought to the fore, and some of those are going to have careers at Manchester United, and that is down to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. More than 50% of Manchester United's players since the Second World War have come through our academy. Over 80 years of having one academy graduate in every single matchday squad. This is what Manchester United are all about. From Sir Matt Busby and his babes, to Fergie and his fledglings, to Solskjaer and his students, this is what Manchester United is all about. A significant number of homegrown players who understand what this club is all about, that are fans themselves, that have stood on the Stretford end, that have stood in K-Stand, that have stood there with their dad and their mum and their uncle and whoever else that takes them to the game. And that's why they're getting this club, and that's why they are fighting for this club, and that's why you can't deny that these players want to play for Manchester United. Nobody gives chances to young players like Manchester United. This is the DNA of our football club. If you don't appreciate, love, respect and cherish that start of 80 years, then you can't call yourself a Manchester United fan. You might as well pick a new team out of a hat at the start of every single season, because we support this club because of who it is and what it stands for. And as long as I'm still alive, I want to see Manchester United maintain that tradition of an academy player in every single season, every single match day squad. That's what makes us special. That's what separates us from the Scousers, amongst other things. That's what separates us from that mob down the road in Stockport. That's what separates us from every other football team. No one does it like Manchester United do it. And I fucking love this club for it, and I fucking love the attitude for it, and I fucking love the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is all about keeping that record and extending it to something that even Sir Matt Busby didn't really attain. Mint.
Right, in case you forgot what I said at the start of the video, Angel Gomez contract situation. There's some breaking news now on my Patreon group. Hit the link in the description. And come and check out all the extra bits of content you get, as well as the inside info. Link, description, go.